Respondents include analysts, business people, and trade unions. Overall, the three social groups expect inflation to average 4.8% over the next 5 years. This is slightly lower than the 4.9% they anticipated before. The BER says during the third quarter survey, the three social groups still expected GDP growth of just below 1% this year. Economist Xhanti Payi says the lower inflation expectations boost chances of a rate cut from the Reserve Bank that has hiked rates while trying to cap inflation.
Encouraging looking at inflation expectations, which are trailing downwards. So we are starting to see unions, the public just looking at inflation and actually being convinced that actually, prices will come down, at least the increase in prices will come down over a period of time. That's something that's going to be very positive for the Reserve Bank, because that's what they are most worried about. Because as inflation expectations increase, that tells us that, people will, for example, ask for higher wage increases, and that itself can fuel inflation. So that is one thing that's actually quite positive. And when you look at inflation itself, that it has fallen within that target band, closer to the 4.5% midpoint. We are seeing, the strength of the rand, a positive thing, energy prices, oil prices coming down. So all of these things together really suggest that inflation is starting to get under control.
However, that risks to the inflation outlook remain.
Still face some tough conditions, especially in terms of climate impacts. So over a period of time, that's going to be volatile. There's also still volatility in terms of global factors, the politics that we are seeing in the globe, especially the crisis in the Middle East that could extend to the region. That's a big factor that people are concerned about, that could affect oil prices, which obviously have drilled down quite nicely over a period of time. So those kinds of risks are still there on the outlook, and that's something that concerns a lot of economists, and certainly will concern the Reserve Bank.
The Monetary Policy Committee will meet next week to make a decision on interest rates, which is widely expected to be a cut of 25 basis points. Gloria Sefako Musi, SABC News, Johannesburg.